When I'm ready to place a dial in Orum, I have 3 options I can take. The first is to place a clicked call or a one-off targeted call. I'm able to do this anywhere in Orum. I can see a phone icon next to my prospect. If I wanted to get someone like prospect Kathy on the phone, all I have to do is simply click on this icon, and then I could easily leverage all of that valuable prospect data that's coming from my sales enablement platform. From here, I can confirm if I want to leverage Boost Connect or whatever number I'd like to select as my call from number, and simply start that one-off click-to-call. Click-to-calls are also a perfect opportunity to leave those super warm custom voicemails if I want to keep this voicemail box unchecked and maybe reference something that Kathy and I talked about last week. Once I connect with Kathy, I'm able to save any applicable notes as well as select a respective call disposition. Now, when I'm ready to power dial in Orum, I can use my dialing options to customize exactly how I want this dialer to react based on the outcome of the call. To start my session, I'm going to click on the bright green Connect button in my dialing options labeled Dial in Browser. Once Orum informs me that I'm dialed in, I can confirm my sound settings are connected by making sure this bar jiggles with my input. If I do need to confirm those sound settings, I can easily do so in the top of my Chrome browser and confirm the microphone as well as any applicable sound or pop-ups and redirects are enabled as well. To start my session, I'm now going to press this button here. My recommendation as you watch this demonstration, keep a focus on the far right side of the page. You're going to be able to easily see Orum's automation in action. The middle of my page, of course, will have all of that valuable prospect data that a rep like me can leverage once I in fact connect to the prospect. I'll stop talking and I'll show you how it works. So this prospect picked up, and now I can easily connect with Alice. I can save my notes and disposition my call. A few other pieces to point out on my prospect connection page can be found in the icons at the top of my screen. If I wanted to pull up the prospect in my respective sales enablement platform, I can do so here, as well as auto-generate a search in LinkedIn. If I leverage the Outreach or SalesLoft integrations, I could also create a follow-up one-off task for this prospect from Orum. If I want to remove the prospect altogether and forbid Orum from dialing in the future, I can do so here. Lastly, this small clock icon will give me the opportunity to snooze the prospect. This is perfect if maybe Alice needs a few more weeks to make a decision, or maybe she's on vacation. So I can select a respective date, and the dialer will only allow me to place that call once that date becomes effective. Now, if you're ready for the main event, I'm so excited to show you parallel dialing in action, which of course is Orum simultaneously dialing multiple prospects on my behalf. How I can control these settings, of course, will be found in my dialing options with this parallel dialing dropdown. For the sake of demonstration today, we're going to dial 3 prospects at a time. What you'll see when I begin to parallel dial is those prospects who I'm attempting to reach will then be highlighted. Any registered speech to text will be put in front of me so I can follow along to what our detector is listening to. I'm also able to manually bridge myself into these calls with our bright green Connect button. This is not a measure I anticipate you have to do often, but it's very easy for reps to see that speech in real time and manually bridge themselves into calls if they prefer. What you'll find with my demonstration is my prospect Alice right here is the prospect who picks up. So I encourage you, please pay attention to my rhythm. Pay attention to the way Orum is going to bridge me into the call. As soon as I hear that tone, that's heard, of course, only on my side, not the prospect's, I'm going to be ready to quickly and confidently greet the prospect who picks up. Let's begin.
This is Alice.
So you heard that tone, right? It was quick, but it was clear as day. And now I'm ready to greet that prospect and have my conversation. As I mentioned with the parallel dialer, you do have the opportunity to manually bridge yourself into these calls. This is for users who may register that speech to text early and want to simply get ahead a little bit or get ahead of the ball on greeting these prospects. Our detector, of course, will have your back and be able to bridge you in as well. But should you want to manually do so, just hit the bright green connect button. So let's talk about those cancel calls. I'm going to start my session. We're going to demonstrate Katie getting to the very end of her dialing list. Now I want you to listen up to this canceled call command. It's going to be something very easy for you to do as you parallel dial in Orum. We'll try Phyllis first.
You have already made one canceled call to the prospects below. We recommend changing your call from number and reducing your parallel calls. Then press resume.
So Orum gave me the reminder, right? All I have to do is simply ensure I'm power dialing the canceled calls, changing up my number here, and then I can restart my session. Bit of a spoiler, these two folks don't pick up, but I want you to see these power dialing motions again. Now I've completed all of my dials in Orum. I could either reload my session or simply access another report, list, sequence, or cadence and keep dialing.